Welcome to ABC 31 News tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. Our area is under a state of emergency amid mounting concerns about river flooding. This threat highlights how important the weather is to our daily lives, and since it's so important, we're going to be switching things up a bit, bringing you our weather team right off the top each night. Flooding, of course, is our main concern right now. We're watching area rivers, alerting you to how rising waters may impact you. Here's meteorologist Kim Walker to begin our special coverage tonight.
And your first forecast is brought to you by Store It at Home. And for today, we are seeing still that flooding condition across the area. Most of the rivers, especially the Red River, is either under a moderate flooding or very heavy flooding. As you can see right there, the flood stages are around 33, but at the Red River, it is about 36 feet, and so it is about 3 feet above normal, so I should say 3 feet above flooding. And so a lot of places are under a flood warning, and that will be in effect for another few days or so. And that's because we've been inundated with a lot of rain as we made our way into the last couple of days. But it looks like we did pick up a little bit of rain today, about 3/100 of an inch of rain. For tomorrow, though, we should see a little bit drier conditions and a little bit more sunshine. Highs tomorrow will be climbing up to around 68 degrees, so it's going to be a little cooler, and drier air will start to move in as well as a cold front is now sweeping through the region. We are going to see dry conditions as we make our way into the weekend, but it looks like more rain is on the way for next week, and we'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thank you very much, Kim. Residents are advised to take advantage of the time they have now to prepare for possible flooding. ABC 31's Joanna Phillips has that story.
The Governor's Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness has been monitoring rivers across Louisiana over the past several days. Some rivers are already over roadways in rural areas. Communications Director Mike Steele spoke with us today about how to prepare for events such as this when water continues to rise.
Right now, we're just kind of urging everyone to take advantage of the time you do have. If you have seen problems in the past, either from the river flooding itself or on the tributaries or from backwater flooding, you very easily could be facing those situations again. Sometimes these events last for several weeks, depending on how much rainfall other parts of the country and we get here in Louisiana. It can take several weeks for this situation to play out. So if you need to take steps now to help protect your home or your business, we're asking everyone to take a look at that.
And in Louisiana, if you flooded before, it's likely you'll flood again.
The past few years, we've seen a number of events dealing with the rivers. What's hard to predict is exactly how one event will compare to the events in the past. A lot of that depends on not only rainfall in this region, but rainfall in other parts of the country. So when that rainfall gets into those rivers that drain in this direction, that can cause problems for us. So there's a number of factors to look at.
It's not unusual for spring rains and river issues to tie into each other. Precautions are already being taken locally in one area known to have these issues in previous years.
We're facing some flooding in the Road Gully area, and of course we've had it in 2015 and then 16, and we didn't get it in 17. It looks like we're going to get it again. We're having it again for 2018. And first of all, I'd like to thank GOSEP and the state and the other local agencies that's pitched in to help. And right now we're in the process of getting 4 pumps in, 4 24-inch pumps.
And these can pump nearly 20,000 gallons of water a minute. Be sure to keep up with weather updates here at KLAX. Joanna Phillips, ABC 31 News.
CLECO says it's having to turn off power in some areas because of high water. They have de-energized lines affecting more than 150 customers in Echo, Fish Creek, Indian Village, Mudfest, Open Bayou, and Roe Gully. A statewide poll out today shows incumbent Governor John Bel Edwards has sturdy job approval, but if he's challenged by a popular Republican, he could lose the governor's race next year. Take a look at these figures. The governor's approval rating is at 55%. If pitted against U.S. Senator and frequent critic John Kennedy, it's a dead heat, 45 to 44%. And if the opponent is Majority Whip Steve Scalise, there's just a 3-point difference. Edwards does best against Congressman Ralph Abraham at a 51 to 28% advantage. Margin of error is plus or minus 4 points in this poll. Mason-Dixon is based out of Jacksonville, Florida, and the firm does not reveal who paid for it. If you'd like to read the entire poll, You can go to our website, klaxtv.com/poll. An area bank officially changes its name from Bank of Montgomery to BOM. Bank officials say this reflects their growth. The bank was established in 1903 in Montgomery, now is in 7 different parishes. Tioga Junior High's archery team is getting ready to compete in the state tournament. ABC31's Shar Thomas stopped by to see just what it takes to succeed.
Tioga Junior High archers take aim at the Alas State Tournament. The archers will compete against different schools in the state. Coach Adam McCoy says archery is a sport that students have to want to do because there is a lot of background work that goes into it.
A lot of background work that happens. These kids have to actually want to to shoot archery. Before we can practice any day, they have to set up all of our range, hang the curtains, set up the targets where they go, make sure that arrows are all in the right places, the quivers are in the right places. That's generally the setup that the kids take care of before I actually get here to start practice.
Archery teaches students to focus, have self-control, discipline, patience, and how to succeed in the classroom and in life, which the archers at Tioga Junior High have mastered. 8th grader Haley Cohey calls it her escape.
I feel like it's an escape for me and a lot of other kids to go somewhere else whenever we're upset or mad or anything like that.
The archers practice twice a week after school for 2 hours, perfecting the sport in hopes to get to nationals. They finished 4th in the Alas South Regional Tournament, which was a major improvement from last year. Shar Thomas, ABC 31 News.
As we enter the spring, there's a lot on the calendar in Voiles Parish. Wilbert Carmouche stopped by to talk about some of the highlights.
A lot of things, I mean, and we started off with the food event, you know, of Voiles Parish, we're all about that. And we have the Bartlonville Cake Festival. Bartlonville the community has been making cakes and great cakes for the longest time, so they've decided to create a festival. Their 3rd year that they do this. It's going to be on March 3rd, which is this coming weekend. Starts at 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon and goes into the evening. All roads lead to Bartlonville for their homemade cake festival. Tunica Biloxi Story Time on March 3rd also. Then that's at 11 o'clock in the morning at the Tunica Biloxi Museum. And their topic this time is Tanap, Johnny Apachafa, and the Lucky Leprechauns. All keeping in with this season.
And for more information, you can visit travelavoiles.com. The traditional Chinese evergreen is a tough house plant that has always come in one color, green. On this edition of Get It Growing, LSU Ag Center horticulturist Dan Gill explains how recent developments with this plant now include some striking variations from the original color and style of the plant.
Whenever I've gotten the question, what's a good, reliable houseplant, one of my go-to plants has been the Chinese evergreen or Aglaonema. And you can see some of these wonderful Aglaonemas right here. Now, these are the old-fashioned Aglaonemas. They've been in cultivation for many, many generations, and their tried and true reputation is well-deserved as a great houseplant. But the thing about them is as pretty as they are, their beauty is very subtle. Shades of pewter and dark green are typical to the different varieties of Chinese evergreens that we've had available to us for a long time. Well, that's all changed. In the past 5 years or so, exciting new varieties have come out of Southeast Asia that add the color red, pink, and all different shades in between to these wonderful, tough, reliable plants. Look at some of the new varieties out now. Look at this one with the dark pink splotches in the leaves. Looks almost like a caladium. Here's one with shades of flamingo and magenta, chartreuse and dark green. Pink stems on these are really notable. This beautiful one with the pale pink midrib and little speckles all over the leaves. And then look at this one with the dramatic dark red edges to the leaves. And again, those beautiful dark pink petioles. These just completely revolutionize how these great plants look. So when you go to the nursery these days, look for these new cultivars with this bright color in their foliage. Provide these plants with a bright window that gets a little bit of morning sun. If you put them outside in the summer, which they love, put them in a shady porch, no direct sun whatsoever to keep them happy. Let them dry slightly between waterings, and these plants will reward you with great performance for years to come. For Get It Growing, I'm Dan Gill with the LSU Ag Center.
And for more information on other lawn and garden topics, contact your parish's LSU Ag Center Extension Service Office or visit the LSU Ag Center website at lsuagcenter.com and click on the Lawn and Garden button.
Stay connected with KLAX ABC31. Visit us online anytime. Get today's top stories and trending topics. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. See our pics on Instagram. Watch us on YouTube. And make KLAXTV.com your home for local news and information. Plus, download the KLAX weather app for your smartphone or tablet. Get live current conditions, radar maps, alerts, and more. More ways to stay connected with KLAX TV.
Well, welcome back, everyone. A cold front crossing through the state has brought just a little bit of rain across our area, but most of that rain is now moving away from the region. And now we're going to be left with a little bit cooler conditions as we head into the overnight. But as you can see, a little bit of cloud cover, but I think some of those clouds will start to clear away by tomorrow as high pressure starts to build in. But with that cold front, temperatures were a little bit cooler today than they were yesterday. About an 8-degree difference in Alexandria, 11 in Leesville, Lake Charles around 6 degrees cooler. And we are going to see those cool conditions, and I should say seasonal conditions, last through the weekend. Right now it's 67 degrees in Alexandria, 64 in Leesville, just a tad warmer in Lake Charles at 68 degrees. Our dew points have dropped as well. They were in the 60s, now back into the 50s, so it's in a very comfy category, and we're going to remain comfy as we head into the weekend. It looks like the humidity won't return, especially with south winds, I should say north winds, returning to the area behind that cold front. But plenty of sunshine tomorrow, but again, it's going to be a little bit cooler, but at least we'll see drier conditions and that sunshine back in our area. So here's a look at your headlines. Abundant sunshine tomorrow, and we're going to see those temperatures climb up to near normal, which is, of course, in the 60s. And then we're going to stay dry and sunny through the weekend, but then rain chances will return by Sunday evening. So there is that possibility of more rain across the area, which, of course, doesn't help with our river flooding. But here's a look at your forecast. Temperatures tonight will be dropping down into the 40s. So it's going to be chilly as we start off the day tomorrow. Our high will be around 68 degrees for your Friday. In Bryce, around 69 degrees, Otis around 69 as well, and Glenmora just a little bit warmer with a high around 70 degrees, plenty of sunshine, but again, we're going to see those temperatures drop by 5 to 10 degrees in lots of areas. And then your 7-day forecast calls for temperatures warming up just a tad on Saturday, plenty of sunshine, 69 degrees, but then increase in cloud cover on your Sunday. And there could be a few showers and thunderstorms in the evening. Warming up to around 74 degrees with a warm front that will be crossing through. And then we are going to see more chances of rain on your Monday, but then drier conditions comes right through on Tuesday with a high around 68 degrees, cooling down into the low 60s as we head toward the middle part of the week. But we're going to see more sunshine as we head into your Wednesday and Thursday. That's a look at your forecast, Scott.
All right, thank you, Kim, and thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your night.
There's a man out west who goes by the name of
Mr. West.
Mr. West.
Mr. West.
James West. James West.
How did you know?
Oh, just a wild guess.
Hard secret agent.
Get down!
Hard cowboy. And all man. He's Jim West on the Wild Wild West.
Keep the change.
Here's weekdays at 4 and Saturdays at 5 on MeTV Alexandria.